Good morning, Internet. This is the old fat dad, and welcome back to another beautiful day on the Gilbert Nation gun range. Today, I want to talk about an email I got recently. Ooh, let's get that out of your face. Come on, bug, get off my camera. I got an email out of the blue from a company I've never heard of, but they wanted me to test out their night vision scope. And I thought, heck yes, I want to test it out. So today, that's what we're going to look at. It's kind of a neat concept. It's not a traditional night vision scope. It's a little bit different. Let me show you. So here is our package and our scope. Yeah, this is a handheld night vision monocular camera. I'm not sure what you want to call it, but this is half of what they sent me. The other half is on top of my rifle, and I've been using this scope for a while in a couple of videos and out shooting, and it's held up pretty well. It's a budget rifle scope. It's not amazing, but the system is designed to combine these two elements to give you night vision and a scope which is using mechanical adjustments, which I like, instead of digital adjustments, to get your zero from your scope, so you don't have to worry about the battery going out or the memory getting wiped and having to reset everything. It's locked in mechanically. The other nice thing is you can use your own scope with this monocular, hook it up, and add night vision to any scope. At least that's what they claim. Let's see if we can get these two pieces together. I have not tried them together. I've tried them both individually, but this is the first time putting them together. Let's see if I can do it. It also came with these tall rings. They're you know, nothing special, but they locked in. So far they haven't moved, so I mean that's a good thing. And we're gonna check to see that the firearm is unloaded. Magazine's empty. We'll set that across there. You always want to make sure before you start doing anything like this that you do have no rounds in the chamber or any ammunition nearby. Came with two scope caps. I'm not a big fan, so I'm probably going to go ahead and remove these scope caps as well. And the company is oneleaf.ai. There's their little logo on the scope. And interesting thing about this scope here is, oh, do we have that? That's the name of the scope there. I think it's called the Rapid-Fire Plus. Is that coming in there? Yeah, there we go, Rapid-Fire Plus. It doesn't have the typical ocular adjustment here at the end of the scope, but I think that's a design so that you can easily fit this camera on there. I think that's a potential problem hooking up with some other scopes in that monocular, but in this case it should be pretty easy. I think the adjustment for your ocular adjustments are right there. Anyways, let's see how this thing ties on here. Definitely didn't read the directions. I was just going to see if I could figure this out without reading the directions, and I was hitting a little bit of a stumbling block because I saw that there was some sort of additional piece you could add on, and I was assuming it would fit onto the objective here, but it wasn't really, you know, fitting on there. And then I started looking, and inside here are some grooves that will match up with our monocular here. Let's see if we can go. There it goes. And then it just kind of locks in there, and it's got a real nice click too. There's a little unlock mechanism on the side there to use to unlock it when you want to release it. So that's real good, right? That's snug, but I'm still good if I can't get it hooked on to the scope here. But then I looked in the inside of the scope and I saw, oh, look at that. There's already a piece here so that we can take this and lock it into place. Easy peasy. So this system is all set up and ready to go, and they just were nice enough to send me, it looks like a 45mm objective adapter for if I wanted to throw this on one of my own scopes. So I guess that's it. That's really how easy it is to take on and off our little night vision monocular. And if we want to go ahead and release it, we just take that little tabby doodle there, and then it should twist right off. Pretty darn cool. A couple of the other features that I really appreciate in a night vision scope, I got a cheaper one from, gosh, can't remember the brand now. It's an older electronic night vision scope, similar to this setup, except it doesn't take rechargeable batteries, and that's a real pain in the butt, because these tend to eat batteries pretty quick. This does have rechargeable battery inside, and the port that you use to connect to your computer is also the same port you can use to recharge that battery. Something I really appreciate it. Not only is it a night vision scope, but it has recording capabilities, and actually that's what I really want to test out today. And one more thing, it does also have the illuminator built right in. It's an LED illuminator, so hopefully that will keep the power consumption low as well. Anyhow, I think what we're going to do is switch over to this camera for the rest of the video and do some shooting through our scope monocular combination and see how it turns out. Okay, I've got dog food set up at 25 yards, 50 yards, and 100 yards. And this setup here is going to be a little bit tough to get my head behind, but I'm not super interested in readjusting right now. I'm just going to go with it and see how we do. There are two modes with this camera. There's a black and white mode for shooting at night, so that's the night vision mode, and then there's a color mode for the daytime. If you forget to switch back and forth, it can be real discouraging when you're in the color mode and you're trying to see things at night and think your camera doesn't work, but we're going to remember this time. So here we go. I've got it turned on, and wow, everything is blurry. So we got to figure out what is going on here. Alright, this is 6 times magnification. Let's take it up a little bit more. Let's go to 10. See what kind of details. Oh yeah, that zooms in nicely. Okay. Alright, let's shoot the can. Let's see what happens. Well, that worked pretty darn good. Let's move it out to 50 and see if we can hit it. I'm going to adjust the parallax on the scope first, and I'm going to take it out to 50. Okay, it's showing up pretty good with just the adjustment on our scope parallax. Put another round here. Let's pull it all the way up to 12 times zoom. There we go. That's a pretty good picture. Alright, let's see if we can hit it 50. Here we go. Oh yeah, easy money. This is actually pretty awesome. I've struggled for a long time trying to get a good squirrel hunt on video, and I'm pretty excited about this. If this works really well, then this is going to be a game changer. This way I can actually see my shots when I'm shooting those tiny little squirrels that move so fast. I don't have to try and move my camera around. Alright, we're going for 100 yards. Again, I'm going to adjust the parallax on my scope. I don't think I have to adjust anything on the actual camera. Let's see if I can find that 100 yard mark. Alright, we're going out to 100. There's the can. Let's see if we're going to hit it. Alright, we got it. So, not too bad so far. That was a minute or two of shooting. Curious to see how much battery we've got left here, and it looks like, here's our battery. Is there any kind of indicator? There it goes. It still says 100% battery, so it doesn't look like it's draining it so fast that it's going to be done in a couple of minutes. Looks like we got enough time. Tell you what, let's go ahead and let's shoot some steel at 100 yards, see how that goes. So we'll stay out at 100. And let's shoot some steel. Okay. While this isn't the best picture in the world, it's really not bad at all. Wonderful. All right. Nice. Can't tell where I'm hitting. Let's see if I can get it on this one here. Okay. Okay, I think I'm hitting in the upper right corner there. Alright, tiny one. Let's see if I can hit it. Got her. Not too bad. Okay, alright, so that's pretty good. Can I see the battery indicator? There it is. And not too bad. Now, again, the picture isn't like amazingly clear, but it's not too bad. Let me see if I can see some stuff out at 200 yards. So we're going to adjust that parallax again. And let's see if we can clear it up. There we go. Alright, I gotta adjust my tripod. Alright, so we are out at, that's about 180 there. You know what? I'm gonna take a shot at 180. Got him! That's awesome. One more shot, just for fun. Look at that. Wow. Wow, this is pretty cool. Alright, so, yeah. Shooting in the daytime, we can get some pretty good shots. Definitely need to adjust this whole setup. It's gotta move forward. I mean, it is huge when it's all put together, and I set the scope up for shooting without the actual camera on the back side there, but I think I should have enough rail space to do what I need to do here and get it in the right spot. And once it's nice and comfortable, I think it'll be a breeze to shoot. So far so good with the OneLeaf AI shooting during the day. I don't think I'll have an opportunity to shoot at night, but I will take it out at night and just see what it looks like. We're going to try out a couple different ranges and see what kind of pictures we get at night. Alright, now we are shooting in the dark, my friends. Well, we're not going to do any shooting actually, but I am going to show you how the little night vision setup works at night. So we're going to take a look around at a couple of different distances here and see how she performs. So let's turn off the lights and we can see that it is pitch black out here. Let me switch over to the camera. Okay, now we're in the camera and you can see about 10 yards away is the garden. There's some asparagus plants. They're showing up pretty good. And we're at the lowest light setting right now. So we're going to move it out a little bit. So about 25 yards away is, gosh, I don't know, a little hollow in the woods there. Let me see if I can get it in focus. Okay, there we go. There's a little hollow in the woods there, a little better in focus there, about 25 yards away. We're going to move it out a little farther, follow the tree line, and we're starting to fade now, heading out to 50 yards and beyond 100 yards. Let me step up. We'll bump this light up a little, IR light up a little brighter. Alright, now we are at level 2, and at the curve there is about 100 yards. Still looking pretty good. Still can make out a good bit of stuff here. I've been playing with the focus. I'm not quite an expert at it yet, but I'm getting better. See if we can focus in at 100 yards a little bit better. There we go. I think that's our good focus at 100. So we can see that everything is pretty well lit out there. Now let's bump it up one more light level so we can see we got a little group of trees out at about 200 there. Alright, so way back there is our 200-yard tree line. But again, we are only at level 3 for our light, and we can see out to the trees pretty good. So at about 50 yards there on the other side is our garden. And we can see the mower there at the end of the line. That's probably 75 to 100 from here. There's the neighbor's house on the other side of that tree line. Again, probably getting close to 200 yards that way. And there's the road, cars going by. That's way down there. Probably 300 or 400 yards out. But again, this gives you a good idea of the capabilities of this little night vision camera. So a couple of final thoughts about the oneleaf.ai night vision system. Some things I liked is that the package came 100% ready to shoot. I have the scope, the adapter is already on that back of the scope. It's built to take this. I mean, it's easy as twisting it on. It can't get simpler than that. There is a battery in it. All I had to do is charge it up. That's ready to go. There's actually a 32 gig memory card all set up in the camera, ready to go. I really just had to mount it. I had rings, they included the rings. All you got to do is mount it to your rifle and snap this bad boy on, and you're ready to go. That's pretty awesome. Usually whenever you buy anything like this, there's always a couple more steps, a couple more things you got to buy to get it going, but in this case we had everything in the bag ready to go. Now I am not sure what the price is going to be for these when you see this. I'm going to throw a couple numbers out here, but they could change. So from what I understand, the MSRP is $5.99 for the whole setup like I have, and then I think it's $2.99 for this camera. I could be wrong. I'm going to put the links down below if you guys want to check it out. I think it's definitely worth checking out. Just remember, this is electronic, it's digital, it's not true night vision in the sense that you can just have something that will amplify your light without any kind of additional emissions. This requires this little IR illuminator to function at nighttime. It takes good pictures. You saw at night they were definitely usable. We could identify things at a couple of different ranges, but it's going to be putting out that IR light. So with night vision, that's true night vision, you just put it on and it's going to take all the ambient light in and give you a great picture. With this, you do have to have the illuminator to make it happen. Some people are going to be in situations where that's going to be an issue because there are definitely animals and cameras that can see this IR illumination. So not for everybody, but for somebody who wants a budget setup that's ready to go out of the box, works pretty darn well. I think this is hard to beat. It's a pretty neat concept, and again, I especially like that it's actually an electronic system that clips onto a mechanical scope. I'd much rather rely on the mechanics of my scope to hold the zero, to find my zero, to do all of my adjustments, than to do it digitally, just because there can be all sorts of errors. They can be reset, they can be erased. You know, things can happen that you can't really control with the electronics that you can kind of adjust for and control and account for with a mechanical scope. So anyways, that's my thoughts on the OneLeaf AI. This is called the Commander NV100. I don't think if I said that before. The actual model is Commander NV100 for the camera, and this is the Rapid Fire Plus scope, and you can get them in a package together, and I think you can probably buy them separate as well. That about wraps it up for me though. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.